In the landscape of workplace dynamics, the term icebreaker often elicits a collective groan from employees. Yet within the realm of corporate culture, these seemingly mundane activities hold the potential to forge meaningful connections among team members. In a recent reflection, Melissa Kirsch shared a personal account that highlights the transformative power of icebreakers, demonstrating how they can transcend their reputation as mere corporate formalities and foster genuine intimacy. During a work meeting, Kirsch's colleague recounted the excitement of taking her 17-year-old son to his first concert, an experience steeped in nostalgia and shared joy. The discussion sparked a light-hearted exchange where colleagues revealed the first bands they had seen live, revealing layers of personal history and musical taste. This anecdote not only underscores the joy of reminiscing about formative experiences but also serves as a reminder that icebreakers can provide insights into our colleagues' backgrounds, shaping a more connected workplace. Despite the initial discomfort many feel about icebreakers, Kirsch argues for their value in facilitating deeper conversations. They can be a delightful shortcut to a measured intimacy, she writes, recounting her own experience of integrating icebreakers into team meetings. By encouraging team members to share personal anecdotes, she found that a once awkward exercise evolved into a playful exchange that brought her remote team closer together. Kirsch's observations resonate in a broader context, particularly in today's increasingly fragmented work environment. With many teams operating remotely, the challenge of building rapport becomes more pronounced. Icebreakers can serve as catalysts for connection, bridging the gap between colleagues who may know little about each other beyond their professional roles. Moreover, the concept of icebreakers extends beyond the workplace. Kirsch suggests that we can incorporate these questions into our personal lives, prompting curiosity about those we think we know well. This approach can transform mundane interactions into opportunities for discovery as we learn about the experiences and preferences that shape our friends and family. While the corporate world often dismisses icebreakers as trite, Kirsch's exploration reveals their potential to enrich workplace relationships and foster a culture of curiosity and openness. As we navigate the complexities of modern work life, embracing such initiatives may be key to creating an environment where employees feel valued and connected. Looking ahead, the evolution of workplace culture will likely continue to embrace innovative approaches to team building. As organizations recognize the importance of employee engagement and well-being, the role of icebreakers and similar initiatives could become increasingly integral to fostering a collaborative and supportive environment. In a world where human connections are more vital than ever, perhaps it's time to rethink our aversion to these seemingly simple exercises and acknowledge their potential to break down barriers and build a more cohesive workplace community. In an era where political satire and social commentary have become pivotal elements of public discourse, Garry Trudeau's Doonesbury comic strip continues to resonate with readers even in 2025. As the nation faces complex issues ranging from political polarization to social justice, Trudeau's incisive humor and poignant observations remain a vital part of the American cultural landscape. On March 31, 2025, new strips were published in the Washington Post showcasing Trudeau's ability to encapsulate the zeitgeist with a blend of wit and thought-provoking narratives. Trudeau has long been recognized for his adeptness at navigating the intricacies of contemporary socio-political issues through his characters. The latest strips reflect this ongoing commitment, tackling the contentious debates surrounding recent political events and societal changes. As readers engage with the narratives, they are compelled to reflect on their own views and the broader implications of current events, demonstrating the continued relevance of comic strips as a medium for critical dialogue. Meanwhile, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race has emerged as another focal point of national interest, particularly due to the involvement of high-profile figures such as Elon Musk. Reports indicate that Musk's participation has significantly influenced voter engagement, raising questions about the intersection of technology, politics, and public perception. As the election approaches, analysts are closely monitoring how Musk's presence may sway opinions and impact the overall outcome. Political strategist Emily Hart noted Musk's endorsement has brought a new demographic into the conversation. particularly younger voters who are more likely to engage with him on social media than traditional political platforms. In a somewhat lighter but equally significant vein, the Banguster has made headlines by using their platform at the Kennedy Center to voice their protest against actions perceived as a takeover of the arts venue. This performance not only highlighted the band's commitment to artistic freedom but also emphasized the role of musicians in advocating for social change. Music has always been a tool for protest, said band member Ryan Miller, underscoring the importance of artistic expression in times of unrest. Their joyful yet poignant demonstration serves as a reminder of the arts' power to challenge the status quo and inspire collective action. As these cultural events unfold, they underscore a period of heightened activism and engagement across various sectors of society. The convergence of art, politics, and technology is shaping a new dialogue that reflects the aspirations and frustrations of a generation seeking change. Looking ahead, it will be important to observe how these narratives continue to evolve and influence public opinion, particularly as the nation prepares for upcoming elections and potential shifts in the political landscape. The interplay between satire, music, and public discourse will undoubtedly remain a key theme in the ongoing dialogue about democracy and civic responsibility. In a rapidly evolving technological landscape, recent developments have sparked significant discussions across multiple sectors. From tariff strategies that could reshape international trade to high-stakes corporate rivalries and transformative mergers and acquisitions, these narratives intertwine to reflect the complexities of today's economic climate. The Trump administration's exploration of broader and higher tariffs marks a notable shift in trade policy, potentially impacting a variety of industries. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, the administration is weighing options that could affect everything from consumer electronics to agricultural products. This move stems from ongoing tensions with key trading partners, raising concerns among businesses that rely heavily on imported goods. Increased tariffs could lead to higher prices for consumers and disrupt established supply chains, noted an industry analyst. The implications of such tariffs could reverberate throughout the economy, affecting inflation rates and consumer spending. Meanwhile, a clash between tech giants Apple and SpaceX has emerged over satellite expansion plans. The conflict centers on regulatory approvals for new satellite launches, a crucial aspect for both companies as they seek to enhance global connectivity. Elon Musk's SpaceX has been at the forefront of satellite technology, aiming to provide internet access to underserved areas worldwide. The competition for space and the technology that goes with it is becoming increasingly fierce, commented a tech observer. This rivalry not only highlights the strategic importance of satellite networks but also raises questions about the future of telecommunications and internet accessibility. In the financial sector, a surge of merger and acquisition (M&A) activity is capturing Wall Street's attention. Analysts suggest that this M&A boom, which has been anticipated for years, is finally materializing as companies seek growth in a competitive environment. Firms are looking to consolidate resources and expand their market share, stated a financial expert, emphasizing the strategic motivations behind these deals. This trend could lead to a wave of transformative changes within industries, reshaping competitive landscapes and driving innovation. Amidst these developments, the public discourse surrounding vaccines continues to evolve, particularly in light of ongoing debates about their safety and efficacy. The recent discourse on whether vaccines are linked to autism has prompted renewed scrutiny of the factors contributing to autism spectrum disorder. As experts seek to clarify misconceptions, they emphasize the importance of understanding the complex interplay of genetics and environmental factors that influence these conditions. It is crucial to focus on scientific evidence rather than misinformation, urged a leading researcher in the field. This ongoing conversation underscores the necessity for public trust in health sciences, especially in the wake of global health crises. As these narratives unfold, they illustrate the interconnected nature of technology, economics, and public health in shaping our future. The potential impacts of tariff increases, corporate rivalries, and M&A activities will likely be felt across various sectors, prompting stakeholders to remain vigilant and adaptive. Looking ahead, it is clear that the convergence of these trends will continue to influence global markets, innovation, and societal well-being in the years to come. In a significant move within the tech industry, private equity firm EQT has made an all-cash offer for Swedish software group Fortnox, totaling an impressive valuation of $5.5 billion. This bid, which has sent Fortnox's shares soaring by 35%, comes in collaboration with Olof Hallrup, Fortnox's largest shareholder in share. The partnership signifies a bold step for EQT amid a tumultuous period for Fortnox, which specializes in accounting software exclusively for the Swedish market. Fortnox has faced considerable scrutiny over the past year, particularly following the resignation of its former chief executive Tommy Eklund. In August 2024, Eklund's departure was prompted by heightened concerns regarding the company's accounting practices and disclosure protocols. The current offer of SKR 90 per share has been declared binding under takeover regulations, with the bidders indicating they have no intention of increasing this price. Hallrup's entity First Craft controlled 18.9% of Fortnox shares at the end of last year, positioning him as a significant player in this acquisition. The backdrop for this acquisition is a mixed one. Short sellers have previously expressed skepticism over Fortnox's steady customer growth and its accounting methodologies, leading to a notable decline in its share price, over 12%, following a critical Financial Times report in March of last year. One short seller expressed astonishment at the bid, highlighting that Fortnox had not disclosed any insider information to EQT during the due diligence phase of the deal. This reflects a broader concern about the sustainability of Fortnox's growth, especially given its dominant position in a market where local practices and entrenched competitors complicate cross-border mergers. As the search for a new chief executive continues, Roger Hartelius, a former chief financial officer, is temporarily leading the company. The Fortnox board has acknowledged potential conflicts of interest affecting two of its members and plans to consult with accounting firm EY regarding the bid. With high expectations for the future reflected in Fortnox's current valuation, the consortium believes that Fortnox stands at a critical juncture where future growth will require significant investment in product development and potential M&A initiatives, stated Omega 2, the vehicle representing the bidders. Fortnox's appeal largely stems from its partnerships with accounting firms, which have endorsed its software to small and medium-sized businesses across Sweden. In recent years, the company rebranded itself under Eklund's leadership as a startup, even while claiming to serve 40% of the nation's small businesses. Eklund's tenure saw a dramatic increase in the estimated size of its addressable market, paired with consistent customer growth. This proposed acquisition values Fortnox at approximately 75 times its consensus earnings estimates for the current year, indicating a high level of confidence from EQT and Hallrup in the company's future potential. An official offer document is expected to be released in mid-May, allowing shareholders a window until mid-June to accept the proposal. For EQT, a prominent asset manager listed on the Nasdaq Stockholm Index with a focus on private equity and venture capital, this move could signify a strategic investment in a sector that is increasingly vital for small businesses navigating the complexities of accounting and finance in a digital world. As the deal unfolds, industry observers will be keenly watching how it impacts Fortnox's trajectory and the broader landscape of software services in Sweden. In a striking turn of events, environmental advocacy is facing unprecedented challenges under the Trump administration, particularly impacting the efforts to restore the Hudson River, once notorious for its pollution. At the helm of this crisis is Riverkeeper, a prominent non-profit organization dedicated to clean water advocacy, which has been instrumental in the river's recovery. Riverkeeper's president, Tracy Brown, expressed deep concern over recent actions taken by the Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) under Administrator Lee Zeldin, highlighting a potential setback to decades of environmental progress. The Trump administration's agenda includes significant funding cuts to the EPA alongside plans to eliminate over 1,000 scientific positions within the agency. Such measures threaten to dismantle the very framework that supports environmental research and regulatory oversight. No one at the EPA was prepared to be so attacked and cannibalized by their own leadership, Brown remarked, emphasizing the long-lasting effects these cuts could have on water safety and environmental knowledge. With an estimated $14 billion in grants to climate groups halted and a federal judge's intervention blocking further actions, the implications for organizations like Riverkeeper are severe. Riverkeeper has historically leveraged EPA data to guide its initiatives, from assessing climate change impacts to addressing industrial contamination. With the current turmoil, Brown fears that vital research capabilities will be lost at a moment when understanding climate change is more crucial than ever. "We're in a moment where the environment is changing," she stated, indicating that the need for scientific insight is urgent, especially as the frequency of heavy rainfall events increases, exacerbating flooding and habitat loss. One of Riverkeeper's key projects involves the removal of outdated dams which obstruct fish migration and contribute to flooding issues. However, the removal process poses its own risks, particularly the potential release of hazardous per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances (PFAS) trapped in sediment. As the federal government re-evaluates its funding for such initiatives, Brown fears that the future of freshwater fish stocks along the Hudson River is now in jeopardy. The broader environmental community is also feeling the strain. Brown noted a growing atmosphere of fear among environmentalists, concerned about retribution for voicing their opposition to the administration's policies. As Riverkeeper prepares for its annual river cleanup in May, Brown remains hopeful that local communities will rally in support despite declining federal backing. "We can't leave it to government to do the basics," she asserted, underscoring the importance of grassroots activism in the face of governmental neglect. Looking ahead, the landscape for environmental advocacy appears precarious. The Trump administration's aggressive deregulation and its framing of environmental protections as impediments to job growth have created a false dichotomy. Brown highlighted this corporate manipulation as a divisive force, arguing that it undermines the shared goal of a sustainable environment while fostering distrust among communities. As the fight for the Hudson River continues, Riverkeeper stands as a testament to the power of grassroots environmentalism. Nearly 60 years after its founding, the organization has transformed the Hudson into one of the healthiest estuaries on the Atlantic coast, serving as a model for environmental activism worldwide. Despite the daunting challenges posed by the current administration, the resolve of Riverkeeper and its supporters remains steadfast. In the face of adversity, the call for a renewed commitment to local environmental stewardship echoes louder than ever. Brown's reflections on the current political climate serve as a reminder of the delicate balance between governance and grassroots activism, suggesting that the path forward may lie in a more localized approach to environmental responsibility. As the struggle for the Hudson River exemplifies, the fight for clean water and environmental justice is far from over, and the resilience of organizations like Riverkeeper will be crucial in navigating the uncertain waters ahead. As the 2024-25 NBA season reaches its conclusion, the Portland Trail Blazers, a team expected to languish at the bottom of the standings, have defied the odds and remain in contention for a play-in spot. With just 2 weeks left in the season, their unexpected resilience has prompted a re-evaluation of predictions that labeled them as likely candidates for a tanking strategy aimed at securing a top draft pick. Initially, the narrative surrounding the Trailblazers was one of a team caught in a rebuilding phase, particularly following the high-profile trade of superstar Damian Lillard. Analysts and fans alike anticipated another dismal season, exacerbated by a disappointing draft lottery outcome that saw the Blazers drop from the 4th to the 7th pick. The prevailing expectation was that they would once again struggle, competing with teams like Utah, Washington, and Charlotte for the worst records in the league. Yet, the reality has proven to be quite different. Despite a challenging start and a series of setbacks, including a recent 4-game losing streak that has cast doubt on their playoff aspirations, the Blazers' performance has exceeded even their most optimistic forecasts. Currently, they sit 4.5 games behind the 10th-seeded Sacramento Kings, and while their playoff hopes are precarious, the very fact that they are still in the conversation is a notable achievement. Sean Highkin, a keen observer of the team, reflects on the irony of the situation, admitting, "The number of times I declared matter-of-factly that the Blazers would be one of the worst teams in the NBA is amusing to look back on now that they've improved their win total by at least 11 games. This reversal of fortune highlights a broader theme in sports where expectations can be upended, often by the emergence of unexpected talent or team chemistry. Key to the Blazers' unexpected success has been the development of younger players and the resilience shown by the existing roster. Despite predictions of a lackluster performance, the team has demonstrated grit and determination, potentially reshaping its identity in the process. The focus on building a cohesive unit rather than merely accumulating losses has paid dividends, marking a shift in the organizational philosophy that was initially geared towards a long-term rebuild. As the season approaches its climax, the implications of the Blazers' performance extend beyond mere wins and losses. Their ability to remain competitive has significant ramifications for their future, including potential free agent acquisitions and draft strategies. With the prospect of landing a coveted player like Cooper Flagg still within reach, the management faces critical decisions that could shape the franchise for years to come. Looking ahead, the Blazers' surprising season serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of sports. While their current standing may not guarantee a playoff berth, their journey has already begun to alter perceptions and expectations. As the final games of the regular season unfold, fans and analysts alike will be eager to see if this unexpected narrative continues to evolve, potentially setting the stage for a more competitive future.